All right, Lindsay, thank you. May is National Brain Tumor Awareness Month, and each year around 90,000 Americans will be diagnosed with a brain tumor. One of those people is a young East Valley woman and an officer in the Navy. For her, the search for a cure also led her on a path of adventure around the world.
In 2020, 35-year-old Marie Donahue was focusing on her career. As an officer in the Navy, earning a master's in economics and a PhD in psychology, she was busy running her consulting firm.
I tend to take on a lot and always have some ambitious goals.
Dealing with stress was nothing new for Marie, but she started to feel different.
I didn't have anything obvious to say other than something felt off with me.
Her endocrinologist ordered an MRI.
I remember on this day going to the imaging facility and getting taken back by the technician, and he was really chatty about like music and tattoos and everything, but I remember coming out of the machine and he was, his energy had shifted. He was a little more quiet.
Marie was diagnosed with a meningioma, a type of tumor affecting more than 42,000 Americans a year, most of them women.
You know, my head was spinning. I was scared.
Dr. Nader Sinai is the director of the Ivy Brain Tumor Center at Barrow Neurological Institute.
One of the interesting things about brain tumors is that they can strike really at any age. These are masses that develop spontaneously, so they're not because of some lifestyle choice, some risk factors from your family, not even your ethnicity.
In Marie's case, the tumor was benign, but because of its location, Dr. Sinai would need to perform a delicate 10-hour surgery.
It was in a very sensitive area of her brain, close to parts that control strength in part of her body.
Marie's recovery was hard, but with support from family and friends, she was already thinking about her next chapter.
And you start thinking about your mortality and how you've lived your life and the people in it. And I had already done quite a bit of traveling, and I just felt that was one of the things that really made me smile.
Her journey taking her across 9 countries, from hiking the Pyrenees in France to skiing the Matterhorn in Switzerland.
You know, this isn't something I imagined doing, you know, maybe 6 months ago when I couldn't use my leg or I couldn't use my arm. So you learn not to take those things for granted.
Today, Marie is healthy, but for thousands of other brain tumor patients, like those with glioblastoma, the type of brain cancer that killed Arizona Senator John McCain, there is still no cure.
The Ivy Center is one of the world's leaders in experimental therapies for brain cancer patients. And what we do is we really try to get new drugs into patients as early as possible, things that could potentially alter the course of their tumor.
Marie says it's important to advocate for yourself.
If something's not right, you push to understand what it is. And also, when you find out, do your research and make sure you're asking the right questions.
And Marie's doctors will do yearly checkups to make sure that the tumor doesn't return. But in the meantime, she says she'll continue to serve her country and travel. Her next stop is Mount Everest.